some of these elements. And since we're thinking about things together, I would say that probably you have other ideas as well, or maybe you will if you think about it a bit. And it's not that it's the correct answer, but it seems clear to me that the dualistic understandings of how the world operates must be replaced with more adequate and appropriate ways of thinking about the entanglements of many kinds of relations, people and plastic and ancestors, for example, or it could be all kinds of other things, which means that the areas are not bounded, but it's like Hong Kong is. I mean, it's obvious. From Hong Kong, you get your air, just as Bangkok gets its bad air from the north. I think, if I remember, that there are times of the year Hong Kong's air also, for no reason of its own, gets worse because air doesn't respond well to national or semi-national boundaries. Water flows are changing. Everything is entangled. Now you're getting dirty water from Fukushima, I think, is coming these ways. It's terribly entangled, right? And we cannot really get rid of the entanglements, but we must understand what's going on, and much else, yeah? That creates new challenges for what it means to, what is an entangled area, how to understand it. It must be mapped in terms of relations somehow, but the maps cannot be just like a zone of some people living here or there, or a flow of some bananas or something else moving from here to here. That's true, that's there, but it's also in terms of how do these flows change each other, how do they modify each other, and what are the consequences, like from anything. Like again, I mean, we must, although it's not pleasant, we must think about the metals that are destroying African lives so we can enjoy talking wirelessly at top speed. I mean, that exists, right? And with much else we're surrounding ourselves with. Yeah? It means that this is obviously very abstract because there's no clear answer, but I think it means that there is a need, future educations need to think about new kinds of knowledge intersections. Like I don't think it's a matter of a literature student needing to be a specialist in geochemistry. It's never going to happen anyway, but there must be some kind of possibilities for collaborating across wicked problems in order to enhance, what should we say, collective intelligence instead of keeping the silos well separated. And obviously this was the whole premise and should also be the end point. Therefore, I think the future of education must be oriented to composing or recomposing, to the extent that it is not happening now, sustainable and habitable future worlds, both for humans and for others, because it's obvious that although humans like to think highly of humans for good reason, we are only something because of we have rice fields and we have birds and insects and bees and trees, and as if we forget it for very much longer, then there's also not going to be many humans. So it's not a human-centered perspective. It must be oriented to sustainable and habitable worlds for more than humans, the terminology. And I think that is an absolutely gigantic and macroscopic challenge with no clear answers, but that's, I think, what it's about. Yeah. Finished.